Ladies and gentlemen, it is an honor and a privilege to stand before you today. I am truly grateful for the opportunity to share this moment with each of you. As we gather here, we are united by a common purpose to explore and embrace the profound ways in which divine remembrance touches our lives. Today, we delve into a theme that is not only deeply inspiring, but also incredibly transformative. We are here to understand what it means when God remembers us and the extraordinary ways in which His remembrance manifests in our lives. It is a journey of faith, hope, and renewal, a journey that invites us to witness the fulfillment of divine promises and the blessings that follow. God's timing is beyond human comprehension. While we often live in a world governed by clocks, deadlines, and expectations, God's timetable operates on a different level, one that is aligned with divine purpose, not human schedules. You may have been waiting for something, wondering why your breakthrough hasn't come yet, asking why others seem to be moving ahead while you remain in the same place. But what we must remember is that God is never early and He is never late. He is always right on time. When we talk about God's timing being perfect, we have to understand that it is rooted in His knowledge of what is best for us, not just in the moment, but for our entire lives. You may be in a season of waiting, thinking that you're delayed or forgotten. But here's the truth: what feels like a delay to you is often God's way of preparing you for something greater. He knows what needs to be developed in you before you can handle the blessing He has in store. He is working behind the scenes, orchestrating events, shaping circumstances, and aligning opportunities so that when your time comes, you are ready for it. Sometimes we rush into things thinking we know what's best for ourselves. We want instant results, immediate gratification, and quick success. But if we move ahead of God's timing, we often end up frustrated, unprepared, and out of alignment with His purpose. God, in His infinite wisdom, knows when we're ready and when we're not. He knows the precise moment all the pieces will come together, and He will step in with a move so profound that it will seem like everything just clicked into place. Take a moment and think about how many times you've wanted something to happen immediately, only to look back later and realize that if it had happened earlier, you wouldn't have been prepared to handle it. That's the beauty of God's timing. It's not just about delivering what you need. It's about preparing you for what's coming. When you wait on His timing, you're not just waiting, you're growing. You're developing the character, strength, and wisdom necessary to sustain the blessing once it arrives. We can also take comfort in the fact that God sees the bigger picture. He sees what's ahead, what we can't yet understand. He knows what's coming in your life, what obstacles you'll face, and what opportunities will arise. His timing is aligned with your purpose. When God delays something, it's not a denial, it's a divine pause to ensure that everything is in place for you to thrive. God's favor is something that can't be earned or manufactured. It's a divine gift that shows up in ways you could never anticipate. When God's favor finds you, it isn't based on your qualifications, your background, or even your efforts. It's not about being in the right place at the right time according to human standards, but rather being aligned with God's purpose for your life. Favor isn't something you can chase. You don't have to manipulate circumstances, push your way into opportunities, or try to get ahead by your own strength. Favor finds you. It locates you in the midst of whatever season you're in. Even if you're in the most unlikely or obscure situation, when God decides to pour out His favor, it will come to you no matter where you are or what you are facing. It may look like you're overlooked, like nothing is happening for you, but when God's favor shows up, it shifts the atmosphere around you. When God's favor finds you, doors that were previously closed suddenly open. Opportunities you never imagined appear before you. People who seemed indifferent to your existence suddenly take notice of you. But this isn't coincidence, it's divine intervention. God's favor bypasses human understanding and logic. You may feel like you're unqualified, like you don't have the resources, the connections, or the skills to achieve what's in front of you. But when God's favor rests upon you, those things become secondary. His favor will cause you to stand out, not because of what you've done, but because of what He's doing through you. What's amazing about God's favor is that it works in ways you can't predict. It can manifest in your relationships, in your career, in your health, and in your personal growth. Sometimes you may even feel like you're being overlooked or passed by, but what you may not see is that favor is working behind the scenes, setting you up for something far greater than you could have orchestrated on your own. Life is full of setbacks, moments when you feel like you've been knocked down, pushed back, or left behind. These are the times when disappointment floods your soul, when doors close unexpectedly, or when the weight of failure seems too much to bear. But what you must understand is that setbacks are not the end of your story. In fact, when God is involved, they are often the beginning of something greater. When God turns a setback into a comeback, He doesn't just bring you back to where you were. No, He elevates you beyond where you started. You see, God specializes in taking what was meant to harm you and using it for your good. Those moments of defeat, those times when you thought everything was over, God uses them as the foundation for your breakthrough. It may look like you're falling behind, but what God is really doing is setting the stage for your comeback, one that will exceed every expectation you've ever had. Sometimes the very thing that was meant to destroy you becomes the thing that propels you forward. Think about it. Every great success story often begins with a setback. But the difference is that when God is in the mix, the setback is not a stopping point, it's a setup. A setup for His power to be revealed in your life. What others may see as your failure, God sees as the perfect opportunity to showcase His grace, His strength, and His ability to turn things around. In those moments of setback, it's easy to focus on the loss, the missed opportunities, or the broken dreams. But what you don't realize is that God is often working in ways you cannot see. He's rearranging circumstances, shifting the course of events, and positioning you for something better than you could have imagined. Sometimes the setback is necessary to prepare you for what's coming. It's during these times that you are being molded, refined, and strengthened for the next phase of your journey. Setbacks have a way of teaching us lessons that we wouldn't learn otherwise. They humble us, make us reevaluate our priorities, and often bring us closer to God. It's in the middle of the setback that we learn to trust Him more, to lean on Him when everything else has failed. And it's in that process of trust that the comeback begins. You may not see it at first, but when you place your faith in God, the very thing that knocked you down will become the stepping stone for your next breakthrough. A setback often brings with it a sense of delay, as if the time you lost can never be recovered. But let me tell you something, God is not only able to restore what was lost, He can accelerate your comeback in ways you never expected. What looked like wasted time becomes time redeemed. When God opens a door in your life, it is a divine opportunity that no human power can obstruct or close. His plans for you are sovereign, and when He decides to create a path for you, no amount of opposition can stand in the way. We often face obstacles in life, people who doubt us, circumstances that seem insurmountable, or situations where everything seems to be working against us. Yet when God is at work, He moves beyond human limitations and barriers. His authority transcends all. The beauty of God opening a door is that it doesn't depend on your qualifications, background, or connections. You may feel unqualified, unprepared, or even overlooked by others. But when God chooses to open a door, it's because He sees your potential, your purpose, and your heart. He doesn't need the approval or permission of anyone else to bless you. He doesn't consult with others before deciding to lift you up or advance you. His favor is independent of human opinion. When God opens a door, it's often in a way that defies logic or expectation. You may be in a place where you think there's no way forward, where every door seems locked and every opportunity blocked. Yet at the moment when you least expect it, God can intervene and open a door that no one saw coming. It may seem impossible in human terms, but God is not bound by human limitations. What appears as an impenetrable wall to us is easily moved by His hand. There are times in life when it feels like we are standing in front of closed doors, doors of opportunity, relationships, or success that just won't seem to budge. You knock and knock, but nothing happens. In these moments, it's easy to feel discouraged or think that maybe the opportunity wasn't meant for you. But when God is involved, you don't have to force doors open. You don't have to manipulate circumstances or push your way in. The door God opens for you will open with ease. It won't require you to strive or stress over it. It will simply open at the appointed time, in His perfect timing. The amazing thing about God opening doors is that once He opens them, no one can shut them. There will always be people who doubt you or even try to sabotage your success. There will be critics, naysayers, and those who don't believe you deserve the opportunities you've been given. But their opinions don't matter because they don't hold the key to the doors God opens. When He opens a door for you, it is secure. No amount of opposition or negativity can close what God has set in motion. This doesn't mean the journey will be without challenges. Even when God opens a door, there may still be obstacles to overcome and work to be done. But the key difference is that no external force can close the door. You might face resistance, but that resistance won't be able to stop what God has begun. His power is greater than any opposition, and His plan for you is unshakable. God's open doors often lead us into places we never imagined. They can take us from obscurity to influence, from lack to abundance, or from despair to joy. When He opens a door, it is not just for your benefit, it's for His purpose. The doors He opens lead to your destiny, to the fulfillment of His plans for your life. Sometimes you don't fully understand why a door opens, but trust that it's part of a larger plan that God is orchestrating. Moreover, God's doors don't always look like what we expect. Sometimes the opportunities He provides come in unexpected forms. You may have had your eyes on a specific path or opportunity, but God opens a door that you weren't even looking for. And when you walk through it, you realize it was far better than anything you could have planned for yourself. His ways are higher than our ways, and His thoughts are higher than our thoughts. So if you're standing in front of a closed door today, don't be discouraged. Trust that God knows which doors to open and when. When the time is right, He will open the door that no man can shut. And you will walk into the next season of your life with purpose, confidence, and divine favor. Life can sometimes feel like a race against time, where the years slip through our fingers, leaving us with regrets, missed opportunities, and wasted moments. We often reflect on the past and wish we could go back and make different choices. But here's the incredible truth: God is not limited by time. He can restore what we've lost, including time itself. The moments that feel wasted, the opportunities that seem forever gone, the seasons where it felt like nothing was happening, God can redeem all of it. When we talk about the restoration of lost time, we're not just talking about getting back what we once had. No, God's restoration is always greater than the original. He doesn't just give you back what you lost, He multiplies it. Think about that for a moment. The years you thought were wasted, the time you thought was gone, God can give it back to you in ways that surpass anything you imagine. It's not just about recovering what was lost, it's about receiving something better, something greater. God's ability to restore lost time comes from His eternal nature. He created time, and He exists outside of it. This means He can reach into the past and redeem your mistakes, your delays, and even the moments when you felt stuck. The opportunities that you think are long gone are not beyond God's power. He can bring them back around, often in ways that are unexpected and perfectly timed. What seems like a delay in your eyes might just be God's preparation for something bigger. In the Bible, we see stories of people who thought their time had passed, that they had missed their moment. Yet, time and again, God steps in to restore what was lost. He doesn't just bring them back to where they were. He propels them forward into a new season of abundance and fulfillment. This is the nature of God's restoration. He takes what's broken, what's lost, and what's wasted, and He makes it beautiful and whole again. God can restore relationships that have been damaged by time and circumstances. He can mend broken hearts and bring healing to wounds that have festered for years. The time that seemed lost in bitterness, anger, or unforgiveness can be redeemed as God brings reconciliation and peace. He can restore the joy that was stolen by years of pain or disappointment. He can give back the hope that was lost when dreams didn't come to pass in the time frame you expected. It's important to remember that God's restoration of time doesn't always look the way we expect it to. Sometimes instead of giving us back the exact thing we lost, he gives us something different, something even better. You may have lost a job, but he can give you a new opportunity that far exceeds what you had before. You may have lost years to unhealthy relationships, but he can bring the right people into your life who will uplift and support you in ways you've never experienced. When God restores time, he often accelerates the process. What took years to lose can be restored in a moment. His favor can take you from the back to the front, from obscurity to prominence, from lack to abundance, all in a short amount of time. What seemed like a long season of waiting can suddenly shift, and the years that felt like they were slipping away are redeemed in ways that leave you amazed. But restoration requires something from us too. It requires faith and patience. We must trust that even when it seems like nothing is happening, God is at work behind the scenes. We must believe that he is a God of restoration, that he can and will redeem the time we feel we've lost. And we must be willing to step into the new season he has for us when that restoration comes, even if it doesn't look exactly like we thought it would. A restoration of lost time also requires a shift in perspective. Instead of focusing on what was lost, we begin to focus on the promise of what is to come. We stop dwelling on the past and start expecting God to do something new and extraordinary in our lives. When we align ourselves with God's plan, we position ourselves to receive his restoration, knowing that his timing is perfect. In the end, the restoration of lost time is not just about getting back what was taken. It's about experiencing the fullness of God's grace and mercy in our lives. It's about walking into a future that is brighter and more fulfilling than we ever thought possible. God doesn't want you to live in regret over the past. He wants you to look forward with hope, knowing that he can and will restore the time you thought was gone forever. The years that felt wasted are never truly lost when God is involved. He can redeem them, multiply them, and make the future more fruitful than you ever imagined. When God elevates you, it's always beyond what you could have imagined or planned for yourself. We often have a limited view of our potential, shaped by our experiences, environment, or the opinions of others. But God sees far beyond that. His vision for your life is greater than anything you can dream of. When he lifts you up, it's not just to meet your expectations, but to exceed them in ways you never thought possible. We tend to set boundaries around what we think is achievable based on our abilities or what seems realistic. But God operates on a different level. His ways are higher than ours, and he knows the purpose for which you were created. When he decides to elevate you, it's not restricted by your current circumstances, your past mistakes, or even your own doubts. God's elevation often comes in moments when you least expect it, in ways you could never have anticipated. Many times we ask for elevation in specific areas of our lives, maybe in our careers, relationships, or finances. We have an idea of how we want things to unfold, and we pray for God to help us achieve those goals. But God doesn't just work within the confines of our expectations. His plans for you are far more expansive than what you've envisioned. When he lifts you up, it's not just to fulfill your desires, but to bring you into alignment with his divine purpose. God's elevation also comes with divine timing. Sometimes we may feel frustrated because we're waiting for a breakthrough and it doesn't seem to be happening, but when God elevates you, it's at the perfect time. He's preparing you during the waiting period, shaping your character and building the foundation so that when the elevation comes, you're ready to handle it. God knows the right moment to promote you, and when it happens, it will be beyond what you were even asking for. This elevation is not just about material success or recognition. It's about stepping into a new level of influence, purpose, and fulfillment in your life. God doesn't elevate you for your own benefit alone. He elevates you to make an impact. You'll find yourself in positions where you can influence others, change lives, and make a difference in ways you couldn't have imagined. The elevation comes with a responsibility to use your new platform, your new opportunities to fulfill the purpose God has set before you. Another aspect of God's elevation is that it often comes in unexpected ways. You may have been striving in one direction, working hard towards a specific goal, only to find that God opens a completely different door. And when he does, it leads to something far greater than you were aiming for. His elevation doesn't always follow the path you were expecting, but it always leads to a place of greater fulfillment and purpose. You might be aiming for one thing, and God lifts you up in another area that far exceeds what you thought was possible. When God elevates you, it often happens in such a way that others can't help but notice. It becomes evident that His hand is on your life. People will see the transformation, the growth, and the favor on your life, and they'll recognize that it's something beyond your own ability. This kind of elevation is not just personal, it's a testimony to God's goodness, power, and faithfulness. It draws people's attention to what God can do. Even when the odds are against you or when the circumstances seem impossible. The vindication of your struggles is a powerful reminder that every challenge you face, every hardship you endure, and every trial you go through is not in vain. It's easy to feel overwhelmed or discouraged when you're in the midst of struggles, questioning whether your efforts are worth it or if things will ever get better. But there's a profound truth in the idea that your struggles are setting the stage for vindication. When we speak of vindication, we're talking about a clearing of accusations, a justification of your efforts, and a demonstration that the challenges you faced were not for nothing. Often we face struggles that test our patience, our faith, and our perseverance. These trials can be deeply personal, affecting our sense of self-worth, our relationships, or our goals. It can feel like you're fighting a battle that no one understands or sees, but vindication comes as a powerful confirmation that what you've endured has a purpose. The vindication of your struggles often manifests in a way that reveals the strength and character you've developed through adversity. The trials you face have not broken you, but have instead forged you into someone stronger, wiser, and more resilient. This process of growth and transformation, though painful, prepares you for greater things. When the vindication comes, it shows that your struggles were shaping you for a purpose, refining you to fulfill your destiny. Moreover, vindication can come as a recognition of your perseverance and faithfulness. There may be moments when it feels like no one notices the effort you're putting in or the sacrifices you're making. But vindication reveals that your dedication has not gone unnoticed. It's a divine affirmation that your struggles were seen, valued, and are now being rewarded. This recognition is not just about personal validation, but also about demonstrating that enduring faith and hard work are honored and rewarded. In the broader sense, the vindication of your struggles often leads to a testimony of God's faithfulness and justice. When you emerge from your trials, it becomes clear to others that what you went through was not a meaningless hardship, but a necessary part of a larger plan. Your story becomes a testament to the truth that God does not allow suffering without purpose. It shows that even when things seem bleak, there is a divine plan at work. And that plan culminates in a victorious outcome. Your struggles, once vindicated, also paved the way for you to become a beacon of hope for others. When you share your story of overcoming adversity, you provide encouragement and inspiration to those who are currently facing their own battles. Your experience of vindication serves as a proof that endurance pays off, that struggles are not the end, but a stepping stone to greater things. It highlights that even in the midst of difficulty, there is hope for a brighter future. Vindication can also bring a shift in your own perspective. After enduring and overcoming, you gain a deeper understanding of your own strength and resilience. The vindication of your struggles allows you to see how far you've come, and it reinforces your belief in your ability to face future challenges. It transforms your past difficulties into a source of pride and empowerment, showing you that you have the capacity to handle whatever comes next with even greater confidence. Furthermore, the vindication of your struggles often involves a restoration of what was lost or damaged. You may find that what seemed irreparably broken during your struggles is now mended or replaced with something even better. Whether it's relationships, opportunities, or personal well-being, the process of vindication often includes a form of restitution that compensates for the losses endured. It's a sign that your trials have not only been redeemed, but have led to an enhancement of your life. In the grand scheme, the vindication of your struggles is a declaration that your journey has meaning. It's a confirmation that the pain and perseverance have led to something valuable and worthwhile. It reaffirms that every step of your journey, no matter how difficult, has contributed to a greater purpose. This vindication is not just an end, but a beginning of new opportunities, new perspectives, and a renewed sense of purpose and direction. It shows that your struggles were part of a larger narrative of triumph and fulfillment, and that they have ultimately worked together for your good. When you experience uncommon blessings, it often follows a period of faithfulness, perseverance, and sometimes even hardship. These blessings are not just ordinary rewards or outcomes. They are extraordinary manifestations of favor that go beyond what you might have anticipated or deserved. They come as a result of enduring challenges with grace, maintaining hope, and staying true to your principles despite the difficulties you face. Uncommon blessings often appear when you least expect them. They are not always the result of a straightforward path or predictable outcome. Instead, they can emerge from situations that seem bleak or impossible. It's in these moments of uncertainty and struggle that you might find yourself suddenly receiving an unexpected windfall, a breakthrough, or an opportunity that changes your life in significant ways. These blessings are characterized by their rarity and their ability to transform your situation in a profound and impactful manner. These blessings are not merely material in nature. They can also be spiritual, emotional, or relational. For instance, you might experience a deep sense of peace and fulfillment that surpasses the usual measures of success. Your relationships may flourish in ways you never imagined, bringing unexpected joy and support into your life. You might also find that your personal growth and understanding of your purpose are greatly enhanced, providing you with a sense of clarity and direction that you had been searching for. Uncommon blessings also have a way of amplifying your impact and influence. When they come, they often open doors to new opportunities and platforms where you can make a greater difference. This could mean an unexpected promotion, a chance to lead, or a position where you can use your gifts and talents in ways that reach a broader audience. The scope of these blessings often extends beyond personal gain, enabling you to contribute to the well-being and success of others as well. These blessings also frequently come with a sense of timing that seems almost miraculous. You might find that they arrive just when you need them most, providing support or resources at critical moments. This divine timing reinforces the belief that these blessings are not random, but are carefully orchestrated to align with your needs and goals. It underscores the idea that there is a larger plan at work, guiding and providing for you in ways that are beyond human control. Another aspect of uncommon blessings is that they can bring a sense of validation and confirmation. They often feel like a reward for your steadfastness and commitment. When you receive such a blessing, it can be a powerful affirmation that you are on the right path, that your efforts have been seen and acknowledged, and that there is a purpose and meaning behind your journey. It's a moment where you realize that what you have endured and sacrificed has led to something truly extraordinary. Uncommon blessings are also characterized by their transformative nature. They have the power to shift your life in ways that are lasting and significant. They might change your financial status, open up new possibilities for your career, or bring about healing and restoration in your personal life. The impact of these blessings extends far beyond the immediate moment, creating a ripple effect that influences various aspects of your life and the lives of those around you. Additionally, experiencing uncommon blessings can deepen your gratitude and faith. When you receive such a blessing, it often leads to a profound sense of thankfulness and a renewed trust in the larger plan of life. It can also strengthen your belief in the goodness and faithfulness of the divine, reinforcing the idea that even in the midst of challenges, there is always the potential for something beautiful and unexpected to emerge. In many cases, uncommon blessings are also a source of inspiration and encouragement for others. Your story of receiving such a blessing can serve as a testimony to those around you, offering hope and motivation to those who are still waiting for their own breakthrough. It becomes a living example of how persistence, faith, and integrity can lead to extraordinary outcomes, encouraging others to stay the course and believe in their own potential for uncommon blessings. Ultimately, uncommon blessings follow as a result of living with intention, faith, and resilience. They are the culmination of navigating through life's challenges with a positive outlook and a steadfast spirit. When they arrive, they not only enhance your life, but also serve as a reminder of the extraordinary possibilities that can arise from the most unexpected places. They are a testament to the idea that no matter how difficult the journey, there is always the potential for remarkable and transformative blessings to unfold. God's peace and presence are profound gifts that offer profound comfort and reassurance in our lives. When we speak of God's peace, we're referring to a deep, abiding sense of tranquility and contentment that transcends our external circumstances. This peace isn't merely the absence of conflict or difficulty, but a powerful inner calm that remains steadfast regardless of what's happening around us. Experiencing God's peace means finding a sense of serenity in the midst of chaos. It's a peace that comes from knowing that no matter how turbulent life may be, there is a divine presence that remains unshakable. This peace has the ability to soothe anxieties and calm fears, allowing us to navigate through life's challenges with a sense of assurance and confidence. It's a reassurance that even when things don't go as planned or when we face unexpected trials, there is a greater purpose and a steady hand guiding us through. God's presence, on the other hand, is an intimate and personal experience of the divine that brings comfort and support. When we talk about experiencing God's presence, we're referring to moments when we feel a profound connection with the divine, sensing that we are not alone. This presence can be felt in various ways through a quiet moment of reflection, in the midst of worship, or even during the most ordinary activities of daily life. It's a reminder that God is with us, walking alongside us and sharing in our joys and sorrows. The impact of God's presence is transformative. It brings a sense of security and belonging, knowing that we are part of a larger plan and that we are cherished and valued. This presence has the ability to uplift us when we are down, strengthen us when we are weak, and encourage us when we are discouraged. It offers a source of comfort and hope that is both immediate and enduring, providing a safe haven in times of trouble. Furthermore, God's peace and presence often come as a response to our openness and receptivity. When we cultivate a mindset of trust and surrender, we create space for God's peace to enter our lives. This involves letting go of our need to control every aspect of our lives and embracing the assurance that God is in control. It means being willing to quiet our minds and hearts, allowing ourselves to be still and listen for that reassuring presence. In times of distress or uncertainty, God's peace and presence serve as a reminder that there is something greater than our immediate concerns. They help shift our focus from the problems we face to the broader perspective of divine care and oversight. This shift in perspective allows us to approach challenges with a renewed sense of purpose and confidence, knowing that we are supported and guided by a higher power. Experiencing God's peace and presence can also lead to a deepened sense of purpose and direction. When we are aligned with this divine presence, we find clarity and understanding about our path and our place in the world. It helps us to discern the right course of action and to remain steadfast in our commitments, even when the journey is difficult. Moreover, God's peace and presence are often accompanied by a sense of renewal and restoration. They can heal emotional wounds, mend broken relationships, and restore a sense of balance and well-being. This renewal extends beyond just the individual, impacting our interactions with others and the way we approach life's challenges. In practical terms, cultivating God's peace and presence involves intentional practices such as prayer, meditation, and reflection. These practices help us to stay connected with the divine and to invite His peace into our daily lives. They provide opportunities to deepen our relationship with God and to experience His presence in a meaningful way. Overall, God's peace and presence offer a profound and transformative experience that goes beyond the ordinary. They provide comfort, strength, and clarity, helping us to navigate life's ups and downs with grace and confidence. Through these gifts, we are reminded that we are not alone and that there is a divine presence that supports and sustains us every step of the way. The fulfillment of long-awaited promises is a powerful and deeply moving experience that brings a sense of completion and joy. When promises that have been held for a long time finally come to fruition, it often feels like a significant milestone has been reached, marking the end of a prolonged period of anticipation and hope. This fulfillment is often accompanied by a profound sense of relief and satisfaction. The waiting period, which may have been filled with uncertainty, doubt, and perseverance, gives way to the realization of what was once hoped for. It's as if the pieces of a puzzle have finally come together, revealing a picture that had been imagined but not yet fully seen. This moment of fulfillment validates the endurance and patience that were required during the waiting period, showing that the efforts and faith invested were worth it. The journey toward this fulfillment is rarely straightforward. It often involves navigating through challenges, setbacks, and periods of doubt. The long wait can test one's faith and resolve, but it also provides an opportunity for personal growth and strengthening of character. During this time, individuals may develop a deeper understanding of themselves, their goals, and their values. The process of waiting can refine and prepare them for the eventual fulfillment, ensuring they are ready to fully embrace and appreciate the promise when it arrives. When the promise is finally fulfilled, it often brings a sense of profound gratitude. The realization of what was once a distant hope becomes a tangible reality, evoking a deep appreciation for the journey and the eventual outcome. This gratitude extends beyond the immediate fulfillment and touches on the broader sense of how the promise aligns with one's larger purpose or life path. It is a moment of recognition that the promise was not just about achieving a specific goal, but also about the growth and transformation that occurred along the way. The fulfillment of long-awaited promises also often brings a renewed sense of purpose and motivation. Achieving a long-held goal or receiving a long-awaited blessing can reignite one's passion and drive, leading to new aspirations and ambitions. The success experienced from this fulfillment can serve as a foundation for pursuing new dreams and setting higher goals. It becomes a testament to the fact that perseverance and faith can lead to remarkable outcomes, encouraging individuals to continue striving and believing in their potential. Additionally, the fulfillment of promises can have a ripple effect on those around you. It can inspire and uplift others who are waiting for their own promises to be fulfilled. Seeing someone achieve a long-awaited goal can offer hope and encouragement to others who are experiencing their own periods of waiting and uncertainty. It demonstrates that patience and faith can lead to meaningful and rewarding outcomes, reinforcing the belief that their own promises can also be realized in due time. The experience of fulfillment is often a moment of celebration, not just for the individual, but also for those who have supported and believed in them along the journey. It is a time to acknowledge the contributions and encouragement of others who played a role in the process. This collective celebration can strengthen relationships and create a shared sense of joy and accomplishment. In many ways, the fulfillment of long-awaited promises also brings a deeper understanding of the nature of promises themselves. It highlights the importance of maintaining faith and hope, even when the fulfillment seems distant or uncertain. It underscores the idea that the journey and the waiting period are integral parts of the process, contributing to the eventual realization of the promise. Ultimately, the fulfillment of long-awaited promises is a powerful reminder of the value of patience, perseverance, and faith. It shows that even in the face of challenges and delays, there is a purpose and a reward for steadfastness. This fulfillment is not just the achievement of a goal, but a celebration of the journey, the growth, and the unwavering belief that led to the realization of what was once hoped for. In conclusion, when God remembers you, it is a profound and transformative moment that signifies more than just the fulfillment of personal desires. It is a divine act of grace that brings restoration, elevation, and vindication into your life. The timing of these blessings is perfect, aligned with a greater plan that often surpasses our understanding. God's remembrance means the renewal of lost time, the unlocking of uncommon blessings, and the deep experience of His peace and presence. It confirms that even in the midst of trials and waiting, there is purpose and a greater promise at work. As you reflect on these moments of divine remembrance, remember that they are not merely about receiving what you have longed for, but about recognizing the deeper truths they reveal. They affirm that your struggles have not been in vain and that your perseverance is rewarded in extraordinary ways. They encourage you to remain steadfast, to trust in the process, and to remain open to the transformative power of God's promises. So, Embrace the fulfillment of these promises with gratitude and joy. Let them serve as a beacon of hope and a testament to the unwavering faithfulness of a divine plan. Know that when God remembers you, he does so with a deep understanding of your journey, a commitment to your growth, and an abundant blessing that far exceeds your expectations. As you move forward, carry with you the assurance that you are seen, valued, and supported in ways that transcend the ordinary, and let this inspire you to continue walking in faith and hope.